Okay. Real shit here. I'm going to say some things that I've briefly mentioned. I'm gonna go through a whole fucking story here. It's up to you to listen, and I don't give a shit if you do or don't. I just need to let this out. So, if anyone has paid attention to any videos that I've made in the past, you may have heard me say that my mom passed away December 16th of 2024, which is just last year. So, when she passed away, obviously, you know how it is when anyone in your family passes away, at least someone like that, someone like your mother. Usually, you go through the stages of grief, you know. I kind of skipped a few and went straight to acceptance. You know, I wasn't in denial about it. You know, I knew that she wouldn't come back. It was hard to believe for a few months that she passed away, just because of how young she was. I mean, she was only 47. You know, she was 12 days from her 48th birthday. She was born 12/28/76. Anyways, I want to say about 3 or 4 weeks after she passed away, I couldn't take it in Michigan anymore. Lansing, you know. It's where I'm from, Lansing, Michigan. You know, everywhere I looked was memories. And it hurt a lot. Being constantly reminded of her. And that was a big factor in why I couldn't believe that she was gone. It was just too painful for me to stay in Michigan and in Lansing. So I ended up taking her car or her truck and driving down to Louisiana. Went to New Iberia Parish, Louisiana. And a couple of my videos here on YouTube are in Louisiana from when we had that big rain down there. But like fucking a foot of water in the roads. But since I went down there, I ditched my phone. I didn't realize that all you need to do so no one can track you is take out the SIM card and you can keep your phone. I took out the SIM card, broke it up, ditched it, you know, in pieces as I was driving down the road, and then I threw my phone into some random farmer's field in Indiana. And anyways, since no one could get in contact with me, you know, my guardianship service and all that, I have a court-appointed guardian, a payee, whatever. I'm in the process of getting rid of the guardianship service anyways, but besides that, since they couldn't get in contact with me, they decided that they were going to sell the house. The house I'm standing in front of right now. It's my mom's house. Now it's mine. Since they couldn't get in contact with me, they decided they'd sell it. They had a buyer lined up and everything. And because they were getting ready to sell the house, they were getting rid of everything in the house. Everything of my mom's, everything of mine, you know, childhood toys and stuff that I was personally saving for when I have kids. They could just have all my toys from when I was a kid. You know, my Matchbox cars, Hot Wheels cars, toys I got from Toys R Us years before they went bankrupt. You know, a bunch of stuff, G.I. Joes, everything. And it all got thrown out, along with stuff that I could never get back that my mom had, like her Renaissance Festival jewelry and her perfumes and, you know, little things that I made for her as a kid. And there's still more that I'm finding missing. And, you know, it's stuff that I can't get back. You know, the coffee table that we've had for fucking ever. I mean, you know, the coffee table that I grew up with. The thing is older than I am. And I'm 23. I'm turning 24 this year. It was... My mom bought it in 95. You know, it's older than me. And... well, I was just going through the recycling. You know, breaking down boxes, making more space for other shit that I'm going to put in the recycling. And I find this box with, like, wet paper in it. You know, it's been raining and cold, hot, humid, whatever, past few days, and so it's soggy paper. I lift it up, and it has writing on it. It says, "To Tooth Fairy from Frank Allstott." It's my name, Frank Allstott. So, to Tooth Fairy from Frank Allstott. Like, you know, I've got good teeth or whatever, you know. P.S. $2 million pleases, you know. I was like 5 or 6 pleases. And, you know, there's still some baby teeth in that envelope. My mom was saving my baby teeth, you know. It's just something she did. She saved all my baby teeth, even locks of my hair as I was growing up. You know, the stuff that most mothers, at least Gen X mothers, do. And then there's another tooth rattling around in that box, and I'm realizing, fuck, they recycled my baby teeth. What the fuck? I mean, it shouldn't mean anything to me, you know. I mean, it does, only because it meant something to my mom. And she kept them as kind of like a commemoration to her baby boy. Because, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not a baby boy anymore. And well, that's the only reason it means anything to me, is because it meant a lot to her. So I'm going to have to go through the recycling bin and find all my baby teeth. Because it meant something to her. If I can get anything back that meant something to her, I'm going to get it back. Like, I got her violin that was made in the 1600s. Yeah, it was made in the 1600s. Thing is old as fuck. And she got it at a thrift store for like $20. And she had it dated and appraised. And unfortunately, the appraisal is, you know, it's not worth anything because she engraved her initials in it when she was a kid, before she got married. So it was her first initial and her last initial. And then when she got married, it was her first initial and my, you know, the married last name's initial. Allstott. But it was made in, let's see, what was the exact year? I think it was like the mid 1650s, so like around there. The thing is old, and I have that. Thankfully, I was able to save that. But it just pisses me off that so much of, like, my mom's stuff and my stuff and stuff that I made for my mom and only my mom is just gone. Yes, you couldn't get in contact with me. I understand that. You couldn't get in contact with me because I was in Louisiana and I ditched my fucking phone like a dumbass. I get it. You know, my grandfather made you the executor of my mom's estate. Yes. I was in Louisiana. Yes, I was unreachable. But you don't sell my mom's fucking house. I get that she was only doing, my guardian, I get that she was only doing what she thought was the best option. Because she couldn't get in contact with me, she was going to sell the house, and she was going to give me whatever, she got from it. Whenever I decided to call her. But I called her just in time to at least save the house. Don't be wrong, she's done a lot. She put up 15 grand, 10 to 15 grand of her own personal funding, her own personal capital to save the house from being foreclosed on. But damn, there's so much shit that I can't get back. And it pisses me off. I know it's just things. It's just material items. But those material items don't have a market value to me. They have sentimental value. They have memories, energy from my past attached to them. Things that have been in the family for fucking generations. My grandmother's ornaments for Christmas, her Christmas ornaments. Those ornaments, at least some of them, were ornaments that her great-grandmother personally made. My grandmother was born in 1950. Her mom was born in 1923. Her grandma was born in 1900. I think 1900. 1899 or 1900. And her mother, so my grandmother's great-grandmother, was born in the late 1800s. Those ornaments have been in my family since around the time that my great-grandmother, so my grandma's grandmother, was born. So around early 1900s, so over 100 years, those ornaments have been in my family. And I can't get those back. Priceless, one-of-a-kind ornaments, personally made by my great-great-grandmother. Shit. I'm a recovering alcoholic. My last drink, my last anything, last puff of weed, my last drink was March 10th. Yes, March 10th. I've been sober since March 10th. And let me tell you, all the shit that I can't get back, stuff that's been in my family for generations, shit that my mom had, shit that I made for my mom, my personal items, everything that I can't get back is really making me want to just say fuck it again. And I'll stop in and get another 24-hour chip. I need to get my 2-month chip. I haven't been to a meeting in a while. I just haven't had the time. Between dealing with trying to get shit back and trying to get the life insurance money and getting my dog back up here in Michigan from Louisiana because I couldn't bring him with me on the trek back up here, and getting the mortgage paid and getting trash services going again and redoing the driveway because it keeps me active. I just don't have the time to go to meetings. And also doing the driveway keeps me distracted. If I can put all of my energy into tearing up these giant slabs of concrete, putting them in the wheelbarrow, and bringing them up to the front of the driveway and tossing them in the pile right there behind the, I don't know if you can see it, but behind the mailboxes. It keeps me active. It keeps me focused. If I can put all my energy into that, I'll have no other distractions. I hardly smoke when I'm doing that. I don't have time to think about alcohol. Alcohol is my main vice. Weed isn't really a vice of mine. It's just something that helps me sleep. But like my sponsor says, no mind-altering substances. Even though the weed is only there to fucking help me sleep. But hey, you know, let's try melatonin or trazodone or fucking all the other shit again. Seroquel. I don't know how much longer I can do this for, honestly. The amount of stress that I'm dealing with, the weight on my shoulders. I mean, I feel like Atlas right now, carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders. I don't know how much longer I can do it before I give out. Or before I crash out. And I don't want to ever crash out again, but because when I crash out, it's bad. It's really bad. Like, it's stay away from me or I'm going to put you in the ground bad. When I crash out, I don't see family, I don't see friends, I don't see blood relations. When I crash out, just stay away. That's how bad it is. I can't tell you how many times I've stopped myself from putting people in the ground. How many times I've had to just stop. When I crash out, it scares me. It's the only thing in this world that scares me. I don't fear death. I'm not scared of really anything. The only thing that I'm scared of is when I crash out, because I know for a fact that when I crash out, I'm either going to prison or I don't know. I'm going to prison. I haven't been to prison yet, thank God. Don't want to go. Don't ever want to experience it. I've been to jail, but I don't want to go to prison. I was told in jail. Jail is a fucking cakewalk. You go to big boy jail, you're done for. Now, I feel like I'd make a killing and fucking in a joint, but especially now with my mentality. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. One of these days, it'll be better. It's like they say in AA, at least at the Serenity Group in New Iberia, Louisiana, on Julia Street. One day at a time. That's all you have. You don't look at the past, you don't look at the future, you look at today. Today is all you have. That's why they call it the present. The past is before. Tomorrow is the future. I said that wrong. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow's not here yet. Today is the present because it's a gift. Thank God every day that I'm alive today. I'm sober today. That's all I have is today. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Even with all that said, I can only hope that, yes, in the future, hopefully, it'll all be better. Thanks for, if you made it this far, thanks for listening to my rant. Thanks for listening to my problems. It's just a fucking emotional dump right now. You can't tell it right now, and you probably can, just by how I'm speaking. It started out as kind of informative, then it went to sorrow and anger, sorrow again, a little bit of depression mixed in there. I don't know if I got choked up at all, but I don't know if you can tell now, but I am seething with anger right now. Seething with anger, overwhelmed by sadness, sorrow, if you will. But hey, again, if you made it this far, thanks for listening to my bullshit. Have a nice day, y'all. Third Horseman out.